Straight from Vegas. Minnie Hunt's here. Minnie,
Hi,
good to see you.
good to see you. How's it going, Mark?
It's going pretty well here, but more importantly, how's it going there in Vegas for day 2?
Uh, Pretty cool. Pretty cool start to the day. Um, we had PJ Fleck start us off. Sounded like I can see why he's a head coach because I think we all felt motivated after his speech. One of my colleagues said, you know, can he just stop screaming at us? Um, he started off by saying, thank you to the Big Ten for bringing us to Las Vegas. And he's like, Viva Las Vegas, baby. And just really enjoys being here, apparently.
I
Um,
love PJ.
yeah, he is fun. Yeah, for sure. Um, Anyways, he talked a lot about his team. And you know how he always has like themes for every year, like three things. Here's the three things that we're gonna concentrate on. He went over those. Um, they're just they're interesting to me because they always have keywords. Be delusional, dream big, you know, uh, meaning like what Indiana did last season, how they made it so far. Um, get to, meaning have connection and empathy for everyone around you, which I like. And then get more because they had so many close games where it came down to the wire. Um, and one of the things that I'm definitely taking notice of is when the Big Ten head coaches mention how important it is to have this equal playing field of everyone playing 9 conference games. So he mentioned it. And he's like, 9 conference games equals a harder league. He's not the only one who mentioned it either. So, but we'll get to that. Um, yeah, he's fun. I can see hanging out with him. Like he's taken his players all over the place. They're going to the Bellagio, having prime steak dinners, just fun. And
Well,
then
Minnie, the,
yeah,
I was just going to say the big argument concerning PJ Fleck has always been, is this authentic? Is this real? Is all this enthusiasm real? And as long as it is, and I have no reason to believe at this point that it isn't, because he has not in any way let off the gas for all the time that he's been at Minnesota, and even before that to Western Michigan, which he performed a miracle with them, taking them to the Cotton Bowl his last season there. I don't get the knocks on the authenticity. So
yeah, I
that's always been the argument between people about PJ Fleck.
I totally believe it too. I believe it's authentic. I think that he believes all of this stuff. Like he has a system every year. I mean, you see the same thing every year. He, he has, this is what we're working on. And it's all very like laid out, almost like an outline for the season. Then we had Northwestern's David Braun. And I mean, I don't mean to knock on him at all, but just, I was more impressed with him as an interim head coach. I was impressed with his recruiting ability as an interim head coach, walking into the situation that he did and being able to keep so many players on the team. But, losing, I guess his quarterback decided to play baseball, Jack Lausch. So now he has Preston Stone from SMU, the transfer. And he has a wide receiver transfer from the FCS. So I don't know. It just seems kind of that they have an uphill battle.
Yeah. Northwestern always has an uphill battle. Now, they've been able to climb all the way uphill several times under Pat Fitzgerald. And as you mentioned, David Braun stepped into a ridiculously difficult situation off the heels of the Pat Fitzgerald fiasco and controversy. And it's not like he had months and months to prepare. This happened right, I think, between Big Ten Media Days and the first of the season, or somewhere in that range. No, actually, shoot, I should know. I was there. David Braun was at Big Ten Media Days 2 years ago, like 4 days after he was just thrust into the head coach's role, and Pat Fitzgerald was fired. So he had to roll from there, and he went 8-5 that first season. They had a remarkable year.
Yeah. Yeah. He did really great. That's what was so impressive is that first year where he was the interim, then was made head coach. It's like, wow, this guy can really pull it together in a crisis. And yeah, I think it's been more of an uphill battle since. Just kind of shocking because that was a major ordeal to get past.
Yes. Not a good situation.
Mm,
So I take it, Minnie,
and
we're the same spot today on Wednesday that we were when we saw you on Tuesday, that all the coaches have
mhm,
been on the big stage, and you've got a bit of
mm,
a break here leading into the
I do.
next session.
Yeah. There's I wanted to just tell you about a couple other coaches, but
Sure.
I there's there's some really cool trophies up here that I wanted to take you guys to and show you. Okay, so Luke Fickle. I love me some Luke Fickle. Oh my gosh. So what my favorite thing about him talking today was after his speech. You know, he lays everything out. He's very cool, calm, collected, and then he has time to take one question. And the one question was, what are you going to do with such a tough schedule, basically? And he goes, thanks for being Mr. Captain Obvious. You know, he starts to lose it. He does every single time. And, you know, he just kind of starts ranting on that. I'm going to actually post that on YouTube for a short because I think it was only like a 2 minute or minute and a half long. So that was really fun and entertaining. And then I Blue Wolverine. And my other favorite thing was after Dan Lanning, Oregon's head coach, was done with his speech, one of the questions was, you know, tampering with rosters. How do you feel about that? And he's like, yeah, it's wrong. It needs to stop. I mean, basically, he just said one word. I agree. Yeah, it's wrong. And everybody in the whole place was laughing because it's just like, duh, you know? So, yeah, there's that as well that people are discussing. But I would say, let's see here. Washington's head coach, Jedd Fisch, is fantastic. Um, he again mentioned the 9 conference games, and we finished it off just now with um, Franklin. And, you know, it's funny because I was thinking when he said this in his speech, he said, who really cares about preseason rankings? Because they're just a bunch of hoopla. And I've been really scratching my head over this, right? Because I think Nebraska has a decent chance, but we're not making it into any rankings. And I just thought, you know, the people who really don't care about preseason rankings are the ones that are in them. So that's why. But you know, he did point out the only rankings that really matter are the ones at the end of the season. So they're doing the best they can, and they will definitely be making a run for it as well. So, did you know Drew Aller was a 3-star prospect to begin with?
I can't say that I would have answered that correctly. Drew Aller out of, yes, Medina, Ohio. I thought he was higher touted. I thought he had a higher ranking than that.
Yeah, he mentioned that. He said, you know, Drew was only a 3-star prospect when he came in,
Hmm.
and he just worked his way up. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize that.
Well, there's something called the internet that can help us check on that. Drew Aller. Yeah, see, I'm not really understanding what. So this is telling us what I anticipated it to say. I thought maybe I was losing my mind, so I kind of pulled a punch there to say he was a 5-star, but I don't know what James Franklin's alluding to here. Drew Aller was the top rated quarterback in Ohio, or the top rated quarterback in the nation. He was the 3rd rated player in the country.
That is so weird. Why would he say that?
I don't know.
Well, you know what he did? He did mention depending on which site you went to. So
Well, many believe
maybe
me.
it was one particular site.
Nobody's going to have him a 3-star
I
and
know.
another site a 5-star. So I don't know. I'll have to go back and listen to James Franklin.
Listen to that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So right behind me, this is where they're standing and doing all of those speeches.
Yes.
Yeah. How's
Then he's
this for
taking
a
us on a tour. Everyone.
nice close-up of the national
Oh,
championship
nice.
trophy? How's
There
that?
it is. Who won that thing last year?
Who won that thing? Mark and the Big Ten Conference Championship.
Yes, the last 2 years. And yes, that was
Guys,
Oregon's last year.
I could literally just take those. Nobody would even know.
No, they would forget all about those things.
Yeah.
They're just a bother.
Yep. But that's fun. It
Have
is
you
so
made out
fun
your
being here.
schedule for these side sessions that are coming up here?
Yes.
Do you have your strategy down?
I do. I do. And I have questions already written down. So,
Okay.
I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, one thing I really liked, again, with PJ Fleck is the fact that he kept talking about his players, like really kind of interesting facts about them. You know, just how I can't even read my writing. Dars Taylor, the running back.
Yes, Darius Taylor. Yeah, he's a
Darius.
good one.
Yeah, how he loves cars and he wanted to reach out to what is that reality Pawn Stars? Is
Yes.
that what it is? And there's a character there that he wants to meet. So, and then just Anthony Smith, how he loves to thrift, and he's like he can put together the best $3.65 outfit. And I was just like, these are such interesting and strange facts that he's giving us. I don't know. I really like that. But one really cool thing was that Coy Parrish, defensive back. He said he's a freshman, but he's going to be playing offense, defense, and special teams. So there's a player to watch out for.
Yes, he had a heck of a first season. Absolutely. One of the best safeties probably in the country. Yeah.
Crazy. So this will be fun. I can't wait. I'm not so I'm not making fun of Minnesota so much anymore. I mean, they're kind of fun to make fun of. He makes it fun. But I don't know, he also makes it fun.
You're going to back off on Minnesota jokes, at least
Yes.
for a while.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah.
So I got to think that some of these coaches are going to be talking at the same time during their side sessions. So who are you prioritizing?
Okay.
Who do you want to hear from the most?
Well, Luke Fickle. I can't get enough of that. He's just good entertainment. Okay, so let's see here. Now we have Dan Lanning starting off, and then at 1:30 we have Luke Fickle. No, PJ Fleck. And then Luke Fickle will be at 3:15. So it'll be fun.
All right. Very cool. Well, Minnie,
Yeah.
we will give you some time to get yourself set up. And thanks for giving us a little tour of the Big Ten Championship trophies and the National Championship trophy. That was cool.
Yeah, it is really neat. I know. I can't believe it's just like right here. I can go touch it.
We will see you in about 4 hours.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay? So you have
See
yourself
you
a
later.
good time and get some more good stuff for us. We'll see you.
I will.
Thanks,
Talk to
Minnie.
you later. Bye.